Okay, so let's learn how to Matty Flip. To learn how to Matty Flip, you're going to definitely need a higher obstacle. The lower ones you will crash, so it's best to have something kind of high off the ground. We kind of have this here, which is good. Nothing that you usually find in real life, but it's going to help. So here are the steps. We're going to break the steps down. When you're doing the Matty Flip, it's always good to approach the obstacle you're going to Matty Flip over from below. Okay, that's the point. That's the first thing. It's going to help. You can still do it from above and get into a Matty Flip, but in starting out, approach it from below and throttle up to get over it. So bunny hop. See how important that bunny hop was? This is why you practice that, so you have an idea of how much time before you start to descend. You know what it takes to get over that obstacle. That is step 1. Step 2, you have to be able to either track the obstacle as you go over, and to do that you can start with the segmented flip. So what you're doing is flip, flip. So 180, another 180 makes it 360. Okay, so how that actually looks as you come from below and you go over the obstacle, because you know how long it's going to take you to come down, and when you see it, that's when you flip over again. So at a lower altitude, so you can see how that looks, because your timing will be a little bit different. Below, flip, and then over. Okay, so you see the minute I see that is when I give it the next flip, the first 180. So you come over, see it, come back over. Okay, so that's my timing, why I come from below, and right there's when I come in down, I need to be able to flip again. So that's how much time I have to get inverted and flip back over. So over, look, and over again. Okay, so once you get used to that segmented move, so from below, bunny hop over, flip back so you could see the object. That's 1 2 3. Okay, 1 2 3. You get used to that. You need to now combine those two together. So you don't want to completely flip over, because this is why you practice that first. You practice it fast and then you practice it slow. So the slow movement would look like this: bunny hop over, and then back straight over again. This is why you need a higher object. Okay, bunny hop over, look at it, when you see it, come back over again. So you see the delay. I'm not doing it as fast as that anymore. You see my right stick, I'm not like popping it fast. I'm actually going over it controlled. So from under, control over and over again. And looking at it from a lower altitude, same thing, because you should know how long it takes your quad to actually fall. Over and over. Good. I did a little fast at the end, but you want to be able to jump over and come right over. So that's what you're doing your roll, that smooth roll, not just flip. It's not just flipping over it, but the whole idea is to look at the object. So looking at the object and coming back over again, and timing it so you don't crash into the ground. Okay, so look at it, come over. So you know your timing. If you do the count, let's do a count. So up, 1 2 3, and right there by 3 going on to 4 is when I need to be able to move over. So again, 1 2 3, and I know I'm almost there again. I need to be over by that time. So that would be my count: 1 2 3 4. Okay, see, I almost did it there. So that's something to practice. You have your approach from below, get used to looking back and flipping over, and then you come approach from below, you practice your tracking and flip over, because your tracking is one way you can do larger obstacles. So you could be high and still track an object as you go over. And so what you're noticing here as I'm doing this here, all this Matty Flip's going completely over, and it's wide. A lot of throttle. A lot of throttle to do that. And this is one way I was always crashing, because I was just like, oh, I need to get over. Oh, boom, crash. Exactly. So you can't just give it throttle. The trick of tracking it is getting your pitch at the right angle. Okay, so you have to get your pitch at the right angle to get over it, because if you're not at the right angle, you're going to crash straight into the ground. You're going to come up and go straight into the ground. Boom. So what you have to do is, when you come below and you track, keep that and give it some throttle. There you see it's a wide one, but my pitch, you keep that steady as possible. Okay, and come over. So bunny hop, looking at it, and under, over, and under. And so when you start practicing that a whole lot more, you would know when to give it some throttle as you come over, because you have to see underneath it. And the more you pitch is going to throw you up a whole lot more than you actually may even be expecting. That's the thing about it. So when you start to practice on lower obstacles, yeah, so okay, okay, I don't know what happened just then. So up, you look at it, come over. From below, up, look at it, give it some throttle, and you go straight underneath. So look at my pitch as I go over. That's a high pitch to get over, because it's a lower obstacle. This is why you start with a higher obstacle, because you're gonna have to add more pitch to get over and stay close to it. If you give it too much, there you go, you crash directly into the ground. Bigger obstacles like these, because they're wider at the top and it's a narrow gap to get under, these are harder. These are way harder to get over, because even though you can track them, there you go, you literally going to be flying backwards. So when you're actually coming down and flying backwards as best as you could to get under it. That's the point of the Matty Flip, to fly over it and then come down backwards. Okay, so start that. The same thing with regular obstacles. We already have how many moves now? From below, 1, 2, 3, over. 4 is your throttle. But when do you add that throttle? The best way to do that is fly up underneath your obstacle, up, and then fly back. Fly forward, fly back. So you see the angle that I'm at right now? That's what I need to get my drone at. So what I'm usually looking at is, when is my drone at this point for me to fly backwards. So when I come over, even though I'm tracking, when my drone is at that point, I fly backwards. So are we seeing the moves here? So 1, 2, flip over, that's 3, or 1, 2, 3, and look up. That'll be your 4th move. Not look up, but fly backwards. Sorry, I would say fly back. And there, you know, I'm dropping too hard because I'm giving the throttle and not pitching enough. So your practice to avoid that is knowing how to fly backwards. Fly underneath the obstacle, fly backwards underneath it. So forward, stop, fly back, fly forward, stop, fly back. Yeah. In, back. Even looking at the obstacle is good because that's what you're going to be looking for in any event. Okay, so when you come over, you're going to be somewhere up in there so you could see it. So when you flip over it, that's what you're looking for in any event. In any event, I'm looking for that. Practice. I keep hitting the grass. I keep hearing it. I'm hitting the grass. Alright, so let me show you 2 ways I've seen it done. Sorry, this was so long. This is such a long lesson because the Matty Flip is such a weird trick. You don't know where you are. You have to time everything. From there you're lost pretty much. And so it's just a matter of technique of knowing what to do to get out of it. So here's one way to consider it. Once you the same moves, over, flip, throttle up, and pitch forward, so that you could fly backwards. Same moves. What's that? You could Matty Flip off anything. So the thing is, you can do it higher. So you go higher than the obstacle. That gives you time to go all the way over. Yeah, especially do it on something that we could see it better with. So if I come higher, and as I drop, I get into where I need to go. So I'm coming up higher, and I'm dropping and then flying through it. That's what I'm actually doing. So this is where timing still comes into play, but it gives you more time to get that move in because you're higher from the obstacle itself. Okay, so you go higher and then fly back underneath it. The flip, like I was doing before, it's like for tight Matty Flips. I'm messing up these props, boy. There we go, finally. Is there anything around here closer I could flip through? Right here. Okay, so this is bigger, which means I should be able to track this a little bit more, but my timing now is to be completely different. Yeah, to get over. See what I'm saying? There you go. So if I was to come all the way over and then drop in that way, so it's all about timing. It's not a perfect thing to do. Sometimes you get that timing down pat the first time, and other times you just don't. That's pretty far. There we go. Boom. So, but that's the basics of the Matty Flip. Anyhow, the trick can be used in various ways. Split S into a power loop. Whoa, I'm already off base. Completely off. I don't know what's going on here. And then going into a Matty Flip. So you can use it just by changing directions. Something that a lot of people don't like to do. It's like a pendulum comes in. It's like a half Matty. Good. So I'm forgetting the name of these. You can do a half power flip back into a Matty, which is a technique, which is something good to practice. It's not as easy as most people think. That you continually miss it. So the whole idea is you're going to flip like you're flipping on top of the object. Okay. So it's like a power loop, but you flip on the top of the object, and then you do a Matty Flip the opposite way where you came, out of the same direction. So up, on the top, and then back under. That's actually a trick, and so that is something you can actually practice. Okay, let's have some fun.